Good morning, everybody. Happy Matariki. It is just me this Friday because Emily is off crushing the Heafy in 4 days, there and back. I don't think she'll be able to walk when she gets back, but we'll see. What I'm going to talk to you today is rain jackets. Everything rain jackets. It's that time of year where people are coming in and they're like, my rain jacket isn't waterproof anymore. What do I do? Do I have to buy a new one? And lots of people coming in buying like their first rain jacket or a new rain jacket and thinking, what do I need to look for? What are the best features? Goretex, Pertex, Proflex, what is going on? So there's lots of different like terminology and technology that goes into rain jackets these days. So I'm just gonna go through it really briefly and then talk about maintenance and care for your jackets. So I feel like the most popular and kind of the go-to technology, like fabric for rain jackets, is Goretex. So for instance, we've got our Rad Kangaroo, and that has a Goretex lining in it. This is like the big daddy of rain jackets. This is for people that are sitting outside in torrential rain for long periods of time. So has a super high denier. So denier refers to the thickness of the fabric. So it's 70D, and that's equivalent to some tents out there. So a lot of tents are 70, 80D, and that's just the thickness of the fabric. You can also look for a measurement that is hydrostatic head, so HH, and it's usually referred to in terms of millimeters. So like a jacket might say they're greater than 20,000 millimeters, 10,000 millimeters. And that's just a testing that they do. I've got kind of like a little diagram here. I don't know how well it's going to come across on the camera, but it's definitely worth looking up. So that's your hydrostatic head there. So basically they put the fabric at the bottom of the tube and then put pressure down and see how much water comes through. So that's generally the easiest measurement to look at in terms of rain jackets. If your rain jacket says it's anywhere from like 15,000, 20,000 upwards, that is a good rain jacket. So that's something you want to look for. The other thing you want to think of in terms of rain jackets is its like breathability or ability to vent vapor. So that's essentially what Goretex does. It's a membrane in the fabric and it allows vapor to transfer from the inside to the outside. Other features you can look for is mesh and vents. So you've probably seen pit zips on a lot of jackets, and that's basically zips on either side of your pits, so you can let out that hot air and the hot vapor. Otherwise it gets trapped inside and creates a lot of condensation, and then you end up wet anyway. So it's like, what's the point of a rain jacket? Other places you can look for vents are in the pockets. So this is the firewall light, and it has mesh inside the pockets. So that's pretty common for cycling jackets, running jackets, lighter weight jackets. They might not have pit zips, but they probably have a lot of mesh to vent hot air. So those are kind of like Are we back? We're back. Sorry about that, guys. And that's what I did look for in my rain jacket. So mine has pit zips, mine has mesh in the pockets, and just generally a lot of breathability. Because the thing about Goretex, and this is where we get into maintenance. So Goretex and other venting fabrics like Pertex, like Proflex, they only work if moisture hasn't, like the water hasn't absorbed into the fabric. So you know when you first get your rain jacket and the water beads and rolls off, that is perfect. That's what needs to happen. It's when it starts soaking in and seeping in that Goretex and other venting fabrics can't work. So the vapor can't transfer from the inside to the outside. And that's when you start getting all gross and sticky and damp on the inside. So in order to do that, they add a layer called DWR to the outside of the jacket. And it's just a thin layer of polymer. It means durable water repellent. It's not that durable. It like rubs off with use, wear and tear, dirt, grime, some detergents, sunscreen, bug repellent, lots of things affect it. So that's what you need to replace. So if you ever think, my Goretex isn't working anymore, my Goretex is gone, no, it's the DWR that's gone. So the Goretex is always in there, the fabric's always in there because it's in between, it's a layer of fabric. It's the DWR that needs replacing, and you can do that with some tech washes. So Nick Wax do like a waterproof tech wash, and that's basically like a detergent that you'll wash your fabric in. It's not a required step, but if you're wanting the most out of your rain jacket, I would probably recommend it. When I had a bit of research online on the Goretex website, which I'll link in the bio, it just said detergent. So this is optional if you don't want to spend the extra bit, but you can get little mini ones and they're super cute and they're only 14 bucks. The key step is once your jacket has come out of the wash, the drying stage is the most important part. So you actually can put it in the tumble dryer on low until it's completely dry, and then you do it for another 20 minutes on low, and that like low heat reactivates the DWR. And then you can splash it with some water, and if it doesn't bead and roll off, you can add like a spray-on waterproofer, and then you'd douse your jacket. You'd repeat steps 1 and 2, so like drying it in the tumble dryer, letting it completely dry, and then checking the beading of the water. And if you don't have a tumble dryer, you can also use an iron on low. You just have to put a towel or some sort of fabric between the iron and the jacket, and don't use steam. What else? It's the heat that's really crucial. So a tumble dryer, an iron, a hair dryer if you're really stuck. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that because you think, oh, tumble dryer would damage my rain jacket. It doesn't. It's all good. It's supposed to. And if you're unsure, you can always read the care instructions on your jacket. So yeah, that's how we want to reactivate the DWR so that we get that beading and the rolling off of the water, allowing our breathable membrane to work. I hope this has been helpful. It blew my mind when I was doing all this research, but maintenance and care of your jacket is crucial. So if you are going to invest in the rain jacket, you are investing because they are very expensive. You want to make sure you're looking after it and getting like 5, 10, 15, 20 years out of it. So making sure it doesn't end up in landfill. And we're super lucky that RAB are a really like ethical, sustainable brand. They hate things ending up in landfill. So they give us a lot of information about care and maintenance, and they make it super easy. So if you're unsure about any of this, check out the link I'll put in the bio for some extra information, but you can always come in and chat to us. And yeah, I hope you have a great long weekend. Let us know any adventures you're getting out on, and I hope you have learned a little something today. We'll talk to you later.